Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. So if you like a personal read, check out description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it is a good idea to keep in empty cup if you really want to see what's up, okay? First card that we have here is the Five of Wands. Collective, you could be witnessing someone battling. As you see, this person is in front of a screen. The people on the screen look like it can be possibly a video game this person is playing, or this could be a television. Either way, looks like a video game because he's holding a remote control in his hand. So there could be someone that's under some kind of disagreements, quarreling, arguing, bickering amongst each other. But there is someone manipulating the energy. There is someone who's creating this commotion. This could be gossip, slander, lies, rumors, being told about someone. And maybe as the story, catapulted, it just turned into a ball of lies. And it's created a lot of frustration for several people. And in this picture here, there's a total of 5 people battling each other, coming up against one another. But this person with the controller, this could be the bone carrier. This could be the it starter. Okay. Has everyone angry, upset, bickering with each other, and they're just watching it all play out. Okay. And so this could be someone's spouse, I'm getting. This could be a family situation, where family is arguing and bickering with each other, not seeing eye to eye. And the person holding the controller could be someone who's, I don't know, newly engaged. Okay. I'm getting in-law energy here. Maybe you're about to get married to someone proposed to you. If this is not your story, collective, this is someone else's story, okay? Maybe you know someone who's about to get married and they have new in-laws, and it looks like there's like a fight or bickering. So there's some kind of confrontation, like a conversation that turned to a physical altercation over, I guess, you being the new addition, or they don't want this person to marry you, or this could be your family fighting over who you have chosen to marry. This is coming up very clear. Okay, congratulations. Okay, somebody's getting married. They could be maybe saying that someone is trying to marry you for what you have, for money, or you're trying to marry someone for money. So this could be the issue. There's a back and forth commotion. You're someone very financially secure and successful, and the family could just be giving their 2 cents, like, hey, make sure this person wants you for you. What are he or she bringing to the table? And there could be just a lot of back and forth commotion going on amongst uncles, aunties, parental figures. Okay, family just arguing. Okay, so yeah, so vice versa. Either someone thinks that your spouse you're engaged to someone who wants to use you, or you want to use them. Now, that doesn't mean that is true. This could be speculation. Someone in this read is very wealthy or financially secure. This could be you or whomever you are marrying. They have some kind of career. Whatever they do for a living, they're very stable. And this could also be a person who's very close-knit with their family. And when I say close-knit, this is someone who puts their family in their business, meaning it's okay to be loving to your family, but you shouldn't tell your family everything, especially when it comes to your personal romantic relationship, because if you have problems with your partner, it's best to keep it to yourself, especially if you know you're not going to have a permanent separation, because it'll only make the family look at that person with the fisheye every time they come around. Whether you're married, dating, living spouse, whatever the situation is, it's best not to share issues that you have with your spouse, really with nobody. Take it to God or take it to your spouse and figure it out, journal it or something, because you will have people looking at them when they show up to the barbecue with the fisheye. I can't believe he brought her. I can't believe she brought him. And it makes, it'll make your spouse or make you feel some kind of way. No one wants to be side-eyed while they're trying to scoop some potato salad. No one wants to be wondering like, ooh, that macaroni looks good, but should I eat it? Because Auntie Linda may not like me. You want to enjoy yourself when you're around anyone or you're invited somewhere. So yeah, this could be someone who they're too close-knit to their family. They like to share their business with their family. And that's why the bickering, the arguing, the confrontation has taken place. This person, this could be you collective or flipping and reverse it. Someone has shared too much of their information, their personal business. Okay. Someone has shared too much of their personal business. And then there's also someone passing a bad bone. Someone is gossiping, lying, and stirring the pot. Okay. This is someone who needs to get a backbone for themselves. Okay. It's okay to be close to your family, but you do not need to tell them everything. Okay. This could also be creating a lot of stress, for the groom, for the bride. This could be creating a lot of stress where, it's up, it's down. 1 minute we're going through with this. Next minute, I don't think I want to do it kind of energy, okay? Somebody better be careful before they have a runaway bride here. This is a very Pacific energy. They might have a runaway bride. So someone better be very careful, with the Capricorn energy here. Be careful. Don't tell your family, too much of your business. You have a spat with your spouse. Keep it to yourself. Go to your spouse with the issues. Okay? You don't want your partner feeling like, they're stuck. They're in a relationship they're stuck in, but they're unhappy. This person is feeling stuck, but they're unhappy. You don't want to be unhappy. You don't want to make your spouse feel that way, especially if you're preparing to be newlyweds. You want to make sure that you are celebrating and only intermingling with people who want to see both of you happy and who's going to be in support of this matrimony. Okay? This is very Pacific for someone. So it's time to, set the record straight. It's going to take for someone to find the strength to speak up, let the family know, let the in-laws know, look, this is who I'm going to be with. This is who I have chosen. Look, I know I told you too much, but you know what? Y'all doing too much. So somebody's going to have to speak up, either let the family know to get it right, show some respect, and cut out the shenanigans, okay? And this is someone who just tells too much of their business to the family. They just don't get it. But it's time for them to bring peace. It's going to take the person that's sharing all the business. That's like if you confide in this person about something personal, they're going to their mother or father telling them, oh, guess what my fiance said to me last night. That's kind of embarrassing. And it's really unfair. Someone could have a runaway bride. Someone could be disappointed due to not being able to stand up for themselves or for their spouse, male or female. Yeah, let no one come in between the two of you. Okay? Male or female, doesn't matter what your preference is. All are welcome on this channel. Yes, they are. No more gathering. You see the microphone in front of him. Yeah, he's in the studio, but this is a metaphor, for on a microphone, and talking to the wrong people. You tell one person a secret or you confide in them, doesn't matter what it is. They're going to go tell 10 more people. And those people are going to tell 10 more people, and on and on and on it goes. So it's time to set some boundaries. Possibly, if this is your story collective or someone going through this, you need to tell them. You could have a friend going through this or someone you care about. Hey, you and your spouse need to get together and make some rules and some boundaries of how you're going to not allow others to get in the middle of your relationship. I don't care what it is, especially when you're not going anywhere. It makes no sense. Because every time, I'm going to say it again, every time you show up at the barbecue, they're going to look at your spouse real weird. Everyone's going to be giving him or her the fish eye. They still together, making them feel uncomfortable, causing discord, causing conflict and upheaval, and then you're at it with your spouse because you have shared too much of your personal business. This is for somebody in Pacific. I've never gotten a read, but this is Pacific. The divine wants this message out. Keep your business to yourself. And it's not too late to keep your mouth shut. Keep your business to yourself. People can give you advice, but they can only give you advice of what they would do if they were you. Your life is for you and their life is for them. And it's not to say, you can't trust these people, but really you can't, if you want to hold a secret, keep it to yourself. We all know this. Okay. Yeah. because it's going to turn into a situation. I told you someone's going to have a runaway bride that you're going to regret. You're going to be very sad and mistaken. And then there could be people, behind your back saying things to your spouse that is very disrespectful and very rude, and I'm picking up when you try to tell them about it or they try to tell you what's going on, you're taking sides with your family, that type of ish. You're gonna run your lover away, whomever you are. hmm hmm you're going to cause them to become MIA, and they just may tell you with the high priestess that, hey, it's better off you go your way and I go mine. I've decided it'd be better if you just, we not do this. A person wants to feel secure in their relationship. They want to feel protected, male or female. They want to know that they can trust their spouse, especially with personal information. No one should know what's going on with you in the bedroom sexually. I don't care what age you are or who you are. Nobody should know that. No one should know anything about your finances. That is nobody's business. It really isn't. Mm-mm. 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 Yeah, so your spouse, or your bride, your fiance, whomever could be thinking about, like, really, like, should I go? Should I stay? What's the best option for me at this point? I love this person. Yes, I want to be with them, but if they're not going to stand up for me and I got to get treated and feel funny every time I'm around certain people, then so if this isn't your energy, your spouse could be going within. That means they're connecting with the high priestess here. They're connecting with the divine. They're receiving downloads and information of what moves to make next. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there could be someone who's very boss-like. This could be an aunt, this could be a mother, an older sibling, who likes to cause a lot of commotion. This is that person that is holding that controller energy, keeping the pot stirred, keeping the gossip going, the bone carrier, throwing a rock and hiding their hand kind of energy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, your partner is waiting. Somebody's waiting and contemplating. Somebody's contemplating on whether they should go or stay. It's getting to that point. So this is your confirmation. This could be you or this could be your spouse. Somebody is really not waiting, but they're contemplating. There's a lot of heavy, and it feels like this person is going to go ahead and leave this relationship alone and go ahead and take the L. If you're in love with someone, you care about them, whether that this relationship would be the Nine of Cups or not. And I just said financial security. This is why your family stays in your mix, whoever you are. They're very attached to the success that you have in your life. And it's good that they're proud of you, but it's really none of their business if you choose to date anyone and spoil them. If you choose to marry someone and give them an allowance or whatever, buy them red bottoms every week, that's your business. That is nobody's business. And far as their opinions, it really shouldn't matter. We are adults, and whatever you choose to do with the earnings that you make, it's nobody's business. Okay, so I'm picking up that energy. There's family getting in the middle, being very opinionated. They're pocket watching. Yeah, they're counting coins, man. They're pocket watching, and they have a habit. I'm picking up a family that has a habit of getting into people's relationships that has nothing to do with them, whether it's their children, a niece, a nephew, a son, a daughter. They have a habit of this, getting into people's relationships. And I'm talking about grown adults, who can really fend for themselves. I'm not talking about intervening or having an intervention if someone's being mistreated. No, this is a family and collective. I'm pretty sure we've all have known of a family, at least one, who likes to just be a little bit too close, just be doing the most. And some of them make you say, Some of them make you say, Like, that is your son, but slow the fuck down. Hey. Thought that was me riding. Was that me riding or you riding? Literally. Yeah, but you're going to have to be strong and stand your ground. Someone's going to have to speak up and let this family know to stay in their place and mind their business. Because there are some things, there's some kind of like picking, agitating, poking a bear. There are some things being said to your spouse or your mate, some disrespectful things. There could be people coming to your spouse saying that you're cheating, you're messing around. Something about, I can show you the DM, I can prove that somebody's cheating. There could be a whole lot of mess. You're going to have to stand up, if not, they're going to actually leave because they don't feel safe and they don't feel secure. Later.